Happy Thursday, people. It's Thursday and it's time for Sheroes League. I haven't done this in a little bit, but I'm excited to chat with you all tonight. It's going to be good. We're going to have a good girlfriend chat tonight. And I decided to go live from our, Sheroes League Instagram as well. So what's going on? Where are you watching from? Go ahead and share this, like it, share it. Tonight, we're going to talk about the infamous, the list. Yep. I want to talk about the list tonight. Can we dive into that? Can we have a discussion? Y'all going to help me talk about the list? Some of y'all saying, what list are you talking about? I want to have a discussion about the list. Cali is in the house. Houston. Let's see who else. Of course, Houston is in the house. Little Rock, Arkansas. Let's see who else is in the house. Cypress, Texas is in the house. Y'all, I have had a full week. Like a full week. What did I do? Monday? Something was going on Monday. I don't know what happened Monday. But something was going on Monday. Tuesday, I had an event to attend. Wednesday, Bible study, lunchtime live. Today, did a photo shoot for Sheroes League Conference 2024. Y'all, Sheroes League 2024 is going to be so lit. I need you to prepare. I don't want you to wait till the last minute. We're probably going to roll out registration information for Sheroes League 2024. Maybe second week of December. At the very latest, our team is working on it now, but by mid-December, we should roll that out so you can start registering. Gather your girlfriends while you're booking your vacation time and your trips for 2024. I want to see you. I think it's April 24th. Let me see. April 24th through the 27th are the dates. April 24th through the 27th. You can see it's got a little extension on it. But I'm super excited about it. The Bible study was awesome. Chantel says, I'm going to be at the conference from start to finish. Ramar King says, can't wait. It's still a vibe I'm still a vibe and being iconic. You are going to love this year, 2024. I'm already in 2024. You're going to love 2024. Year one, we did She's a Vibe. Year two, we did She's Iconic. Oh, but I got something for y'all for 2024. So be on the lookout for that. And be on the lookout next Friday. I cannot believe that it is Thanksgiving, y'all. Like Thanksgiving is next week. What do y'all have planned for Thanksgiving? You know, I like to kind of chat with y'all before we dive into it. What do y'all have planned for Thanksgiving? I've decided first I was going to go somewhere, and I may just at the last minute decide to just pack my bags and go somewhere. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. We do Christmas as a family, but Thanksgiving. Oh, I should look at that, Miss Linda. Miss Linda Carter said a football game. I wonder who's playing on Thanksgiving Day. I love sporting events. That's a good idea. I may go travel to a sporting event. I call him my bonus son, but he's really my son's best friend. He calls me mom. He's playing in Dallas. He plays for the Navy. So he's playing in Dallas that weekend, and I may just drive up and come right back on, I think, Friday or Saturday. So I may do that to go see him play. I haven't seen him play since he's been in college. So he was like, Mom, I'll be in Dallas. So I may go do that. But I don't know. What do you guys have planned? What do y'all have the Dallas Cowboys play on Thanksgiving? Okay, Anthony. See, the brothers keep me up to date. Dallas Cowboys play on Thanksgiving. Chantel says, I'm not cooking, so I'm not sure. I was like, let me look and see. Jesse on Instagram says resting and relaxing. I was thinking about that same thing, like just relaxing, just resetting my house. The Cowboys play at 3:30. Somebody says family and friends. Whatever you do, don't allow one day to steal your joy over all the other days. Don't allow, for those of you who are single or whether your family won't be able to make it in and you have to make new plans, don't allow one day to ruin all the other days. Be creative. A lot of times I'll work on my vision board for the next year. Somebody, Anthony says, in Dallas at the stadium and stay in Dallas for the Navy game. Yeah, I'm supposed to be. I told him I was going to do my best to come to the Navy game, so I may actually do that. May talk one of the kids, if they don't have other plans, to heading down with me to Dallas for the Navy games, because I really do want to see Trey play. All right, so y'all got plans, but do your part to make it a great day and take a moment to really find something to be thankful for. We've got a lot to be thankful for. Right now, the way I feel right now, I just want to rest. I want to rest. I want to chill. I officially closed our offices on that Friday. So New Light Church offices will be closed on that Friday as well as on the Thursday. All right, y'all. So watching, somebody says, Kathy says she's gonna be watching the game from Houston, she's not cooking. I was wondering, like, I saw a couple places are closed, like Target is closed on Thanksgiving Day, a couple other places are closed like Thanksgiving Day, but I was like, what restaurants are open? Like, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to like Mastro's or something like that, because I'm not cooking. Come on, Harold. Harold said him and his girlfriend got the house they prayed for, and they're going to be thankful for that. Come on. Pastor Evan and Chad will be at the game, and we can make it an AIM weekend. Come on. Listen, now y'all really putting the pressure on. Dallas may be the spot. I don't know. Dallas may be the spot. Who is Dallas playing? Dallas may be the spot. Okay. Dr. Lars says, thank you for the day off. Tonight, I'm going to throw a curveball at you, but I want to discuss. There has been a lot of talk going around. Oh, by the way, we have a Thanksgiving special that will be coming out. We give thanks on November 19th. It's all virtual. I want you to tune in. I talked the boys into doing the Thanksgiving special with me, so you get a little peek into our live. And so join us on November 19th at 7 p.m. It's going to be real good. Had to plug that in. All right. It's been a lot of talk about these lists. And even if you're married, I think this is a good discussion. Have you all, they played the Washington Commanders. Oh, cool. My family works at the stadium. Cool. Y'all are convincing me I may go to a football game. I'm going to leave it open for whatever I feel like doing. I won't even make it deep, whatever the Lord say. Whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'm going to do. So let's get into this today. How many of y'all have seen these lists circulating around? Like, there is a list of places that girls say they will not go on a date. I want to know from some of the married people, where did you go on your first date? I want to dive into this because we are allowing lists. I just want to hear from you tonight. My kids ask me, there's this list going around or things going around talking about, I know you're saying, Pastor, how are you going to make this a spiritual thing? Stay with me. Of places that girls should not go or will not go on a first date. And I want to talk to Sheroes League about the list. I want to talk about these lists. So Miss Vicky says she went to dinner and a movie. Where did y'all go to dinner? I want to know. Trina Jones, come on, says, your grandbabies were so cute on Sunday. To church. That's the only place my dad would let me go. Come on. I think church was on that list. I'm going to see if I can find this list. Where did y'all go? I need the married sisters to help us out because we're here. I know Pastor Mike Todd said rip up the list. but I want to talk about it tonight. Somebody said movies to see Batman in 1997. Come on. Popeye's fried chicken. I was young. I was young. Okay, Popeyes. Escalante's Mexican restaurant did a double date. Okay, wanted a quiet atmosphere that they could talk. Kathy says the brisket house. They was in college, didn't have a lot of funds. Delilah says steak and ale. Man, y'all remember steak and ale back in the day? Dr. Laura said Papacitos. Okay. Watch from New Orleans. Oh, the Jonathan Washington, you're watching from New Orleans. Carr says on a double date to Six Flags. Oh, okay. So but you've been on a date to Six Flags before. It's okay, Carr, because we're talking about I've been on dates. I've dated in my younger years, dated in my older years, in my 30s, 40s. Here is my challenge with the list. You have this list, but my question tonight is the places that you're disqualifying and the places that you are qualifying as a legitimate place for a person to take you. Do you take yourself to those places? So are you a regular at Mastro's? Are you a regular at these restaurants that you're requiring somebody to take you to? Or do you not even go out to eat on your own and treat yourself to a nice dinner, but yet you're waiting on somebody to meet a list requirement? We're going to get into this. Miss Brenda said their first date was at a park. I want to know, we can come up with these lists for everything that we want in life. He needs to be this tall. He needs to make this amount of money. He needs to have this. They need to have that. If they want my time, you got a list. It's worse than a Santa Claus list back in the day. You know, you said Santa Claus making a list, checking it twice, go find. You got a list of all of these requirements for everybody else. My question to you tonight is require from ourselves what we require from others. Exactly, Chastity. Is what does your list for your life look like? I want to, I mean, we can go back and forth about what you feel like is an acceptable date, but I want to say this is what does the list for your personal life look like? That before you start trying to make a list of what other people should have, what does your personal list look like? What standards do you have for yourself? Because when you have, table for one, I'm good about going out by myself and being content. Me too, Miss Barbara. I take myself to dinner often. This is really for married and single people. This is not just a single conversation, because a lot of times you can be married and you've got a list of what you expect from your mate. But I know Santa isn't real. Oh, Tanya say Santa isn't real, and neither are these lists. Before you start holding people to a list that you created, have you held yourself accountable to your own list? The Bible says, I told you I was going to bring scripture in, write the vision, make it plain. So before you start making a vision for everybody else to come into your life, you've got to make the vision for yourself right. And you've got to make a list of where you're going and have a standard, because whether they take you to Cheesecake Factory or Mastro's, if they don't come in, if they're not in alignment with who you are and where you're going, it doesn't matter where you go on the first date. They could take you to Mastros, and if they're out of alignment to the standards, the goals, the objectives that you created for your life, you shouldn't be out on a date with them anyway, even if it is a fine dining restaurant. So what I want us to do is to get, come on, thank you, Mr. Jonathan, is let's get the focus off of what they need to have, and let's focus on taking a personal inventory of ourselves to make sure our list is intact, because you want to attract like-minded people. And if you don't have any standards, any goals, any objectives, then you can run the risk of attracting people who are going in an opposite direction than you are. So before you can go down the laundry list of your mate, before you can go down the laundry list of other people, I want us tonight is to take a moment and talk about the list we have for ourselves. When was the last time you set some goals? When was the last time you took personal inventory and said, hey, this is something that I need to improve? Where are you emotionally? Because see, remember what you're gonna attract people who are moving in the same direction that you are. And instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, let's talk about your list. Because, okay, let's talk about some natural things. And that's, Tanya, you got it. Tonight is about you writing a vision for your life. Do you have a mission statement and a vision for your life, so that if somebody comes along, be it a girl that just wants to add you as a friend, because we ought to show ourselves friendly, or be it a partner that's interested in you, a male partner that's interested in you, if you are clear on your vision and your assignment, then you won't waste your time, or you can spot a fraud when they come along, because you can see that they're clearly a distraction to the vision that you have for your life. I remember, can I be transparent? Y'all want to know some of my business? Y'all want to know some tea? I had a guy approach me, and he was like, oh, I'll send a car service to pick you up wherever you want to go. I mean, he was making the statements that sounded good. Tanya said, please. He had all the statements that sounded good. I'm going to send a car service to pick you up wherever you want to go. I'll take you. It's no problem. And as he's talking, in other conversations, he said some things that I realized did not align with where I was going. And because I realized in conversations that he didn't align with where I was going, I refused to waste my time or not value me enough for the sake of a free meal by going out with him. Because I could tell that our visions were not on the same path. And when you want to talk about being yoked up, the Bible says be not unequally yoked. It's not just do we both have the label of Christian and believer, but are we going in the same direction? And I just simply told him, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's good. I was like, but I already know that we're not in the same direction. We don't have aligning visions. You're saying some things, while you may be saying the right things, you're also saying some things to let me know that this is not aligning with my vision for my life and where I'm going and who I will become. So I don't want to waste your time, because I don't want you to be thinking she don't want to waste her time. I don't want to waste your time nor my time over a great meal. Save your coins, find somebody that's in alignment with your vision, and let's just be cool. Can you, but you got to be clear of who you are, where you are, and what assignment and vision you have for your life. And most of the time, we find ourselves in spaces and places because we did not have a proper list for our lives. Is this helping anybody tonight? Is this helping? Is that great guy? But I knew he wasn't aligned with where I was going. Now I know somebody say a car service, because I personally don't give out my address to, I don't have people, especially when the boys were younger. When the boys were much younger, I didn't give out my address to a person that was interested. I would meet them because I was going to protect my kids in the space. I didn't want my kids to see a different person pop up. And so to protect that, that was just something that I made as a standard for my life, that I would not expose my kids or expose people to my children ahead of time. And I can honestly say my kids have not met a slew of people in this post-divorce season of my life. My kids, my church, because I'm very careful of exposing those things earlier than scheduled. Okay. All right. So let's get back to this list. I done gave y'all a little tea. Oh, that's a good question, Miss Brenda. What does my emotional list look like? Because you got to take inventory of your personal growth, your emotional growth. I was talking to somebody the other day, and a lot of times we want to know, we know, because as women we're nurturers, and as women we are carers, and we're caregivers, and we're nurturers, and we see the best in everybody. And it's easy to identify what others need in the love language, but can you identify really what your love language is? So when you're talking about taking an emotional list, where you are emotionally, we talked about this the other day on Lunchtime Live, which you got to go check that out. But where you are emotionally, and then what do you need? What areas how do you need people to be present for you? I told a friend of mine before, I said, hey, that's a trigger kind of like thing for me. I'm not holding you accountable to not trigger me, but I do want you to be aware of a trigger for me. And I'm still responsible for managing my triggers. But that does mean you've got to take evaluation, and you've got to do some work and plead the blood. Now, y'all know I'm going to go deeper. On Sunday, we're starting a new series called Breakthrough Over Brokenness. And we're going to be dealing with those emotional and areas and those things in life that we're carrying along that are robbing us of whole relationships and peace and joy, so that we can gain victory. So you got to be in church on Sunday. But I want you to go back, and it really takes a moment to where this whole list, to me, you've got to do inventory of yourself. So before I can put on a list as a requirement for somebody else to have good credit, what's your credit like? What's your credit like? You have all these things that you want your mate to do for the married people, but what are you doing? Where are you in your growth? Because it's easy to point out their areas of growth, but have you identified the areas that you need to grow and give attention to? So the list is you taking inventory, but you also setting goals of what you want to accomplish. So I want to accomplish XYZ. Here is what I want to, at the top of the year, end of the year, I always do this, and we'll probably dive into this. I think I'm gonna do a special kind of class on how I dive into setting up my next year. So there are financial goals that I make. There are spiritual goals that I make for myself. There are relationship goals for myself. Cause yeah, you got to have good credit. I need to have great credit myself and have to be emotionally strong as well. Because many times we're jumping into relationships looking for a person to meet areas of our lives that we have not yielded to God to and yielded to the process to meet for ourselves. And I'm not saying, don't take this out of context, that you don't need people in your life. But what in relationships, it is two whole people coming together that by the grace of God, they become one, or they join together as friends, as partners to accomplish something so that they have greater potential. We have got to stop looking as I'm a half, you're a half, and together we're a whole. You are a whole individual all by yourself. And as you develop and establish a vision, standards, mission statement for your life, then you go to the next level. Oh my God, Lily Victorian, how are you, Dr. Lily Victorian? Oh, she watched me grow up. That was so sweet. I love that. Love you too. But you've got to have some standards for your life. So before, I want us to take our eyes off of the list for people. My goal tonight is to get you off of the list for everybody and have you to establish a list for yourself. What do you bring to the table? Where are you emotionally? Where are you financially? Where are you spiritually? You know, you want them to make X amount of dollars. How are you growing in your finances? Miss Linda said marriage should never be 70-30 or 60-40. There are seasons, though. Here's the deal, that there are seasons where marriage may not be 50-50 because of the challenge of life or whatever may be happening. But if you already are strong, when you've got to bear that extra 30%, that extra, because that may be a season where you got to bring 70 to the table and they can only do 30, you can balance it out. Now, I'm talking to Pastor Tina and Pastor Terry about doing a marriage retreat next year and more things with our married couples, and I'm super excited about it. And even when we start talking about, you know, of course, y'all know I have Sheroes League, I have New Light Church, but under the New Light Church umbrella in 2024, I'm really diving into discipleship. The Lord told me to really put an emphasis on discipleship, of discipling people in 2024. And so our journey groups will be that place, because I want to see everybody grow spiritually, grow in their soulish areas. The Bible says, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers, in your finances and in your relationships. So what I want you to do is to break down tonight your list in 4 areas, where take inventory of where you are spiritually, and then what you need to get to that next place spiritually. Take inventory of where you are financially, and set a goal for where you want to go financially. Take inventory of where you are emotionally and in your soulish areas. Is your, okay, here's some areas where I've been a little extra sensitive and I've got to go to work on it. Because you can, if you're not emotionally strong in areas of your life, you can sabotage the very thing that you prayed for. That's a whole nother Sheroes League. See, if you're not careful, your emotions can get you to a place where you sabotage the very relationship that you ask God for, because you're not managing the battlefield of the mind and managing your emotions, and hope without holding somebody else hostage to fill the gaps of something that you have to personally do that work on. that you have to be able to do the work on that. So we're going to talk about your assignment tonight is taking inventory. And I'm going to work on my list of goals, my list of standards, and also the inventory of where I am, where you are, where you're going, what you desire. So before I get to what I desire from them, let me have a good list of what I desire from me. Because based on that list that you have for you, now you can attract the right person because you have clarity of your vision, your goal, and your assignment. So I want to challenge you. Develop a mission statement for your life. Develop a mission statement for you that when people come in contact with you, what do they get? So we're going to take inventory of where you are spiritually, financially, emotionally, and then relationally, because you ought to show yourself friendly. And a lot of times we want people to befriend us, but have we shown ourselves friendly? Or are we allowing the betrayal of past people to now hold the individual that God sends into our life hostage for the mistakes of others that they don't even know? I said a lot right there. See, when you take inventory relationally, and you take evaluation, then you can see those areas where you need to grow relationally, or where you may let your guard down relationally, or are you holding people hostage based on the failures of others, or betrayal of others that they had absolutely nothing to do with. So that's my word for you today, is we're going to take inventory. And in this inventory, part of this inventory is developing a vision, a mission statement for your life, so that whoever he may be, and whether he or she, that's a girl, that's, come. And when I say girlfriend, I'm talking, they tell me I got to be careful about girlfriend, but a person that you want to add to your circle, you can identify if this person is in alignment with where you're going, or are they going to distract you from the goal? It's not about a restaurant. It's about, does my purpose and your purpose come into alignment for the further advancement of who we are? Because if our purposes are aligned, there are certain things I don't have to say of where you can't take me. And where you take me, whether we are in Cheesecake Factory, at McDonald's, or at Mastro's, if our purpose is in alignment, then we're going to make the best out of every situation, because there's alignment in our purpose. So come on. Yeah, see, y'all be coming with it. Car says, remove the beams from your own eyes first. So before you get caught up on a list for somebody else, I want you to take inventory of you and establish a vision and mission statement for your life. And that is your Sheroes League nugget for tonight. I hope this blessed you all. We are planning something in December, probably a time of intensive to prepare you to go into 2020 for so many great things happening. I always encourage you, those of you who want to sow into the vision of Sheroes League, you can do it via our various platforms. And I want to encourage you to sow a seed. We're planning to do some things to be a blessing to others over the season. You can go to newlight.org/give. You can text New Light to 54244. You can download the Givelify app. Look for $New Light Church. Look for New Light Church. Cash App is $New Light Church. PayPal at New Light Church. Zelle, give at newlight.org. So I encourage you to do that. And I agree with you for the return. Y'all get ready, ladies, because Sheroes League Academy will officially, registration will be open for the academy starting in December. It is a monthly mentorship. I have run from doing a mentorship program for quite some time, and I have to do this and make sure that it is active before the end of the year. And so my Sheroes League Academy mentoring program will start top of the year, but you're going to get some free bonuses when you sign up. And so it'll be our monthly connection. There'll be two messages that you'll get every month. And then we'll have an exclusive live just for Sheroes League Academy every month. I'm excited about developing you, mentoring you in a safe space, and helping you fulfill the vision and the call and the purpose on your life. It is not just for women in ministry, it is also for women in the marketplace. It is a sign for those who want to take their life to the next level and want me to walk alongside with you with it. I'm looking forward to it. And so you should be hearing more information on that in the coming days. We'll probably do all through December. We're going to be pushing and putting it out there so that you can be a part of the drop when it drops in January. So you want to sign up in December and not wait to January so that you can get the bonuses that are available for you signing up. I hope tonight blessed you all real good. Before you worry about their list, let's talk about and let's really evaluate our list. Do you have a list for yourself before you start creating a list of requirements for everybody else? That list is about personal inventory, personal goals, personal vision, personal mission statement. If you write the vision, make it plain, then God will bless it. All right, it's been good. I love y'all for real. I hope you had an amazing night. Oh, somebody sent me the list. Y'all want to hear about this? So here's the list before we go off. Somebody sent it to me. These are places that ladies are saying now that they won't go on a first date. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, Your House. Okay, I can get the Your House. I can get that. Fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks. Why is church on the list? Bring them to the house of the Lord. Let your pastor look over them and check them out and be like, I don't know if he the one. Coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions. I will hold off on the family functions. Sometimes we give people access too fast, too soon. And I don't want to be looking like I'm I get some of these. I get movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling. Well, you ain't got no business being in no hookah bar anyway, but okay. Sports events. I like sports events. I've been on the first date to sports events. I don't think that's a bad idea. But I like sports events. See, but again, you can live your life by this list and miss out on God's best, or waste your time with somebody that's a fraud and not in alignment with where you're going, because you don't really know who you are and what you want. And when you know who you are and you know what you want and require and what God has for you, you don't need a list of restaurants that are off limits. You need your own list to say, that doesn't align with where I'm going. That may have aligned with who I was back then, but that doesn't align with where I am now and where I'm going. So we may have to dive into this a little bit more. I have to do something for the singles. We were in a staff meeting the other day, and we started talking about some things we're going to do for our singles at the light. But I may need to dive into this table for one a little bit more for y'all. If you are single and you want me to dive into table for one a little bit more and how to maximize your single season, give me a hand raised in the comments. I see y'all waving at me. Okay. Miss Barbara said, then where? That's a lot of knots. It is. It's a lot of knots. Kara says a singles retreat. That may be a good thing. Lakeisha said, I've never had char-grilled oysters or been to Vegas. Oh, you got to go. Vegas, you got to have both char-grilled oysters and Vegas. I don't know where that came from, but you got to go, child. You got to have some char-grilled oysters. You got to have some oysters in your life. So I see y'all raising your hand. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna do something for the singles. Of course, then we'll have a journey group for our singles so that you can be discipled together. And I really want to encourage you. Don't think about the old journey. It's new. It's improved. I'm listening and getting the download so that it really meets what God has assigned it to do for your life and your family in this new year. All right, y'all. I love y'all for real. Be at the light this Sunday. And if you cannot make it in person, watch online. I'm super excited about this series. Y'all, it's going to be a great weekend. My son asked me to do his chapel for his team on Saturday. So I'm super excited about that. So I get to give a word of encouragement to the football players on Saturday before the game. I feel special that he thought enough of his mother to suggest his mother to his team. So I was like, how did I get nominated for that? And he made the suggestion. All right, y'all have an amazing night. I love y'all. New Light, you know you're awesome and amazing and dear to my heart. And all Sheroes, let's continue to lead well, conquer, overcome, and have victory in every area of our lives. I'll see y'all real soon. Thanks for letting me hang out with you and work on your list.